What's going on, y'all? Welcome to the Jersey the King show. I am your host, Kevin Jersey the King Wumble, live on Fuel Sports Network. You already know. Happy to have you guys here on this lovely Thursday night. If you are watching on social media and you haven't subscribed to the Fuel Sports Network on YouTube or followed us on Facebook, please do so. As well, if you are not tuning in on your TVs, Roku or Amazon TV, or your Roku stick or Amazon Fire Stick, go ahead to your app store and download the Fuel Sports Network app just simply by searching Fuel Sports Network. Now, tonight I got a special guest. I mean, I know how much I love my Vegas Nighthawks. I know how much I love the Indoor Football League and how much I'm trying to get all you viewers who are more of an outdoor league fan to start, gaining more interest in the Indoor Football League. And tonight, I have another special guest from the team, from the Vegas Nighthawks, the one and only Mr. JC Jr. himself. Too live, way too live. James Caesar Jr.,
Yes,
defensive
sir.
back, number 12. You already know. How you doing tonight, brother? Welcome into the Jersey the King show, man. How you feeling?
I'm doing great, man. I can't complain. Man, I appreciate you for having me.
Did we lose you?
Can you hear me?
Most definitely. Um, now Yeah, I can hear you. I think you just froze a little bit on my end, but you're good. I can hear you perfectly fine. But yeah. Now the Nighthawks, man, we've been going crazy this year. Now we do have that one little overtime, loss. It was a bit of a stumble, and as Antonio said last week on the show that, it was just more so of mistakes that were made during the game caused us not to be able to, simply close out. And now we had that week off. What is your anticipation going up against Northern Arizona, knowing that we already took down one of these Arizona teams?
Right, yeah. Last game against Tucson left a bad taste in our mouth with just how we played and how we performed, and just going into that game, just knowing the expectations that we had of us and what we wanted to do for this season. We just kind of had a letdown, but had a great week of preparation. Like you said, we had a bye last week. Took a week off to get our minds right. Came back in the facilities this week, ready to go to work. We had a great week of practice, so I think Saturday is going to be an amazing day. We're going to put on a great show and get back in that W column.
Most definitely, man. Most definitely. Um, Now, for those of you who don't know who James Caesar is, like I said, he is currently the defensive back on the best team. I don't care what no one says. Even with one loss, we are still the best team in the entire IFL. Get it right, get it tight. You better not underestimate us. You know what I'm saying? We are the best team. Believe that, Vegas. Stand up.
Oh yeah,
But
most definitely.
we have an important task at hand coming up in Northern Arizona. But before we get into that, it's actually here at home. Don't get me wrong. But against Northern Arizona. But before we get into that, let's get to know who James Caesar is. How did you get into football? What age were you when you first picked up the football and started playing, or when you knew this is what you wanted to do, for
Yeah, so from the first moment I picked up the ball at 5 years old, I mean, I always knew that this was something that I wanted to do with my life, and just matriculating through middle school, high school, and eventually getting to college just always was something that I wanted to do. Always looking up to the older guys around the neighborhood that played ball and stuff like that. Looking at the guys in the inner city of Detroit and things like that. Just seeing what they did with the game of football, and at that young age, I knew that that was something that could get me out of the inner city and that could put me in a position to provide and take care of my family. And just the love of football grew on me ever since I picked up the ball at 5. My dad put the ball in my hands, taught me the game. He was a little league coach around that time, so just being around those teams and stuff like that just kind of grew a love and a knowledge for the game. And just ever since then, it's just always been a part of my life.
Word up, word up. What's going on, Gabe? Gabriel Garcia. He's one of the viewers in the chat. He's actually my co-host on the Gridiron, which is on Saturdays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Fuel Sports Network as well. But we talk all football all the time. But he's actually in the chat speaking with us and says what's up to you as well. I think we might have lost
How you
James, y'all.
doing?
Hold on, something's going on. But oh, did we lose you? Oh, you're still there. I'm tripping. I don't know what's going on my end. There we go. Now, as far as college, how was your college experience? Because I can tell you myself, I personally didn't go to college. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? I had a scholarship opportunities, but I ended up getting injured and wasn't even able to play anymore. But
Right.
how was college for you? And I'm so sorry. I cannot remember what college you went to right now. I just got off work. It was
No, yeah,
rushing to get the show ready.
it's all good.
What college did you go to and how was that experience for you? Let the fans know.
So I attended two colleges. I went to Southern Illinois University, the Salukis, and I also went to Fair State University, a D2 school. But my college experience, I had a
Yeah.
great college experience. Coming out of high school, I wasn't heavily recruited by the big Power Five schools or anything like that. Kind of had a bunch of D2 offers and just going in late into the recruiting process. Coach Nick Hill, he got offered the head coaching job at Southern Illinois late in the process, and he really liked my film. He really liked the type of man and the player that I was, and he extended the scholarship offer to me, and I told him that I was coming right then and there on my official visit, and went to college, true freshman, played, had some great seasons at SIU. My junior year, I had got into some trouble. I ended up transferring back home to Fair State in D2. Ended up having a great season there in 2019. Went first team All American, first team All Conference. Was DB of the year in the conference, and we had a real good playoff run where we went to the semifinals, and we ended up eventually losing to one of my teammates, Quentin Randolph in West Florida. We ended up losing to them in the semifinals, so that was kind of a
Hmm.
gut wrenching loss, but just after that season, going into the 2020 season, COVID and everything happening, and just with the uncertainties of Division II football and things like that, I kind of decided it was in my best fit to transfer. Winded up transferring back to Southern Illinois for my last two seasons. So the FCS, they had a spring season in 2021. So I played that spring season in 2021, and unfortunately, the fall season of 2021, which was supposed to be my last year of my senior season, I had wound up getting hurt the second game of the season. Season ended injury, and that was just kind of the ending of my college career. But I feel as though I had a great college career, made a lot of plays, made some awards and different things like that, and just kind of just growing a relationship with my teammates and stuff like that. I feel like it was a great college experience for me.
Most definitely, man. Most definitely. Now, what are you expecting from this upcoming game? Because we got a lot riding on it going into the second half of the season. You know what I mean? And this is a team we haven't played yet.
Yeah,
So,
most
what are you
definitely.
expecting going into this game? Is there a specific matchup that you're looking at? You know what I mean, as far as wide receiver, defensive back matchup, or is it
Mhm.
just a game that collectively as a team we got to be on our A game for sure?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I feel like every week we got to go into the
In your
games looking
opinion,
to
what are you
play.
looking for?
I feel like every week we're looking to go into the game playing our A game, but just with this game with Northern Arizona, we know they play really hard. Looking at them on film, we know their tendencies, we know the things that they like to do on the offensive side of the ball. So I just feel like it comes down to us making the plays that we need to make and us executing. Um Better than we did against the Tucson game. I feel as though we have a great team. We have great pieces that we have. We have great athletes, got great coaches, and we have everything to bring it all together. I just feel like we need to execute at a high level every single play this upcoming Saturday for us to come out with this win. Hello.
My computer's over here tripping. I am so sorry, y'all. Hold on. I'm trying to reconnect. There we go. My bad, y'all. My computer just wigged out on me something crazy. I couldn't pull nothing up. I had to refresh my screen. I'm sorry, y'all. But most definitely, man, I do agree with you. Northern Arizona plays fast. They're quick on the ball on defense. They like to move quick on offense as well. They use a lot of that motion as far as one receiver going, all the way in motion, and
Hmm.
that second either running back or receiver cutting across in front of that. They do a lot of RPO, similar to what Vegas does, and
Right.
I think it's going to be interesting to see that matchup as a whole because you know it's similar styles of offense as well as similar styles of defense. And what was crazy to me about the Bay Area game is it was a similar type of game as well. Similar type of offensive style, similar type of defensive style.
Right.
RPO, a lot of RPO. We have a great passing game in my opinion, and one team I do fear in the passing game, not even gonna lie, is San Antonio. Castronova has been going crazy this season, and I'm looking forward to that matchup as well, playing
Oh yeah, most
San
definitely.
Antonio. But I think this upcoming matchup, like you said, go ahead.
No, I ain't say now. You go ahead. I'm sorry.
Like you said, it's going to be fast on both sides of the ball from both teams. So it's going to be to see if, which offense and which defense is going to prevail. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
Because of the style of play from both teams.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be an interesting chess match. Like you said, we
But we're
got
going to
similar
jump
offenses, similar defenses.
into a quick commercial break. For some reason, my internet is just tripping and you're cutting in and out for me. So I do apologize for cutting you off. So please continue.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I feel like it's going to be a real good chess match between both teams. Like you said, kind of got similar offense and similar defenses. So I think it'll be real interesting to see um, how we're going to match up and how we're going to execute against those guys. But like I said, we got the number one offense in the league, and we face them every day at practice. So I feel as though we get great work throughout the week, and that prepares us to play on
Right.
Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, whichever day we play. So I feel like we'll be fine. We just got to execute and do what we know we can do.
Most definitely. Most definitely. But we're going to jump right into quick commercial break, you guys. And when we come back, we're going to speak more with James on his professional career and his future and what he sees his future being in professional football as well. So, you guys sit tight. We'll be right back with more of the Jersey the King show right here on Fuel Sports Network. back. Welcome back, y'all. I do apologize. My internet is just going crazy. It really is. And I do not know what the heck is going on. Welcome back to the Jersey the King show live on Fuel Sports Network. I do apologize for all the technical difficulties. I don't know if it's the weather. It's like 100 degrees out here, and my internet is going haywire for real. It's like what 8:30 almost, and it's still 100 degrees out here in Las Vegas, and my internet is going haywire right now. So I'm trying to do the best I can with this production right now, you guys. So just bear with me, forgive me, and we gonna get it going, man. We're gonna get it rocking. I'm gonna get it together. Y'all know. Look, A Trey just popped in to help me out. So we got a producer, y'all. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. All right. So, James, getting back into what I was talking about before we went to a commercial break, a messed up commercial break, but it was a commercial break. We were talking more. I wanted to get more into your current professional career and where do you see yourself going? You know, where do you see yourself elevating to? Do you see yourself going to as far as maybe the UFL or another outdoor league or the NFL? Do you feel that you are just maybe in those scouts' eyes, right? Maybe you're just that much off, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
To where if it's like maybe one or two categories that they feel you may need improvement to be on that NFL level. Do you
Mhm.
see yourself eventually settling down in the NFL and ending your career in the NFL?
Yeah, most definitely. It's definitely a goal of mine. It's always been a goal of mine to get to the NFL. Kind of felt like I was kind of, I wouldn't say cheated, but kind of just the circumstances weren't the best for me. Like I said before the commercial break, I ended my college career on a season-ending injury, and with my injury, it was kind of a very
Right.
bad injury. So I had to take some time. I had to take 2 years off from playing football. Well, really 2.5 years. So this is actually my rookie professional year. So I never played any professional teams before this year. I never even got an opportunity to even do a pro day or anything like that, just because of my injuries and things like that. So kind of feel slighted in that sense. But just with this
Right.
opportunity that Coach Mike gave me, I feel like trying to do everything in my power to make this the best opportunity for me to get up to that next level, whether it's CFL, UFL, and ultimately with the ultimate goal of getting to the NFL.
Most definitely, definitely. And right now, if I'm not mistaken, you are one of the top 5 to 10. We gonna put that 10. We're gonna keep it in the 10 range. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
if I'm not mistaken, you're in the top 5 or 10 defensive backs in the league right now, with
Yeah,
not only
most definitely.
interceptions but pass deflections and breakups, as well as tackles. I believe you're up there in tackles and when it comes to DBs in the league.
Yeah, see, I,
So
I, I pride I
for
pride
it to be
myself
your
on
rookie
being a
season, my
DB.
brother, you are. Mhm.
I'm sorry for cutting you off, but
Go ahead. Go
yeah,
ahead.
so I pride myself on being an all around DB, coming up, making tackles when I need to, covering guys, being a zone corner, a man corner, going to safety, covering that way. So kind of look at myself as a Swiss Army knife. I could pretty much do it all. So kind of pride myself on being that guy that can pretty much do everything for a defense.
Yeah, man. Like you are really planting your foot in the ground with this rookie season and making some noise. I gotta tell you, it's exciting to watch. Like our defense is crazy. It really
Yeah,
is. When I really look at you guys on defense, Malik Calhoun, James Caesar, um, when you guys get to that ball, it don't matter from our linebackers to the secondary. That second and third level is hard to get past. And when they do, I see the frustration on y'all faces. I really do through the visors and everything. and it just shows how much you're passionate about what you're doing. You know what I mean? Because when it comes down to, like you said, being able to go from being a man cover DB to a zone coverage DB, or going up to that line of scrimmage and making a tackle for your rookie season, you're doing that and more. So I can honestly say that Mike Davis giving you an opportunity was a great decision, because your stats, not only you're showing it, but just looking at your play on the field and your intensity and how fast you move, because you get to that ball quick. If you got that opening, you're there. I've seen that and I've noticed that a lot. And on your interceptions, you out there looking a little bit like my man Trayvon Diggs and Deron Bland a little bit. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You
You
got
know,
that
I
ball
played a
hawk
little receiver in
ability,
my day.
and is that something you practice?
Yeah,
Being a
so
ball hawk,
growing
is that
up,
something you practice, like on, because it's easy to be, a man coverage, zone coverage?
yeah. So growing up, I've always played offensive side of the ball growing up. So always played both sides of the ball. Being a receiver, got to go up and attack the ball and different things like that. But it's definitely something that I work on during my drill work and during the off season and stuff like that. When I'm getting field work and stuff in, I always got to get those ball drills in, because the ball is everything, man. You can cover a guy as good as you want, but if you're not coming down with that ball, then you're not really making no plays.
Mm-hmm.
So I pride myself on being a playmaker. So that ball is everything. So I need that ball.
Most definitely, and you go after it, man. You go after it. Now, like I said, we got an important game coming up, and Risk's birthday is coming up at this home game as well, and they're doing a special event. Now, are the players going to be in attendance for the event for Risk's birthday? Is that before? Isn't it? Because I believe it's before the game, like a couple hours before the game, if I'm correct.
Yeah, I think it's before the game. I think there'll be a couple of guys that'll make an appearance at that, but I'm not sure about all the guys. I'm not sure about that yet. I'm sure Coach Mike could talk to us about it tomorrow when we do our little walkthrough and stuff.
Okay. Well, you guys here in the first, Risk, the mascot of the Nighthawks, will be celebrating his birthday, and it's going to be an event held before the game, and you'll have a chance possibly to meet some of the Nighthawks players if you're going to be there. So make sure you go and get your tickets now, man. And like I said, you're going to be able to see one of the best defensive backs in the league this season, and he's a rookie, one of the best, and having a hell of a rookie season, in James Ceasar. Now, when you played on that offensive side at that time, when you were, being that two-way player, which side of the ball did you like playing more, the offense or the defense?
I mean, I feel like everybody like the offense because that you get all the glamour, you get to score touchdowns, you get to make the big plays and stuff like that. But I always liked it being a DB growing up. I always felt like I could take away one side of the field, and the people that me growing up, I was a big Deion Sanders fan. Even though I never got to witness him live, like playing, seeing his highlights, it was amazing, and just his swagger and just
Mm-hmm.
how he moved on the field. I grew to love the position, and I love that way more than receiver, and that's why I feel like I continue to grow and continue to play DB rather than playing receiver.
I was the same way. Can't even lie. Because I was able to play two ways, but I played running back, receiver, linebacker, and defensive back, and I
Hmm.
just liked being able to hit people. Or
Yeah,
when I was playing DB, I loved to be able to go up and make an outstanding interception, like one of them. Oh, did you see that plays? You know what I mean? Like that was one of the things I loved to do, because it wasn't to really for me to excite the crowd and get all the hype. It was for me,
yeah,
if I could really be that flexible, agile, and spectacular. You know what I mean? And be
yeah. I
able to make
definitely get
those
what you're saying.
plays. It was basically for me. I was doing that for, not to put on a show or or be a showboat. It was really for me to see if I was able to make those spectacular plays, because I know, hey, that could help me get to the next level. You know what I mean?
Right.
For sure.
Most definitely.
So it's definitely similar, man. But like I said, everybody, we got an important game coming up, and I keep bringing up this game because we just came off a bye week, and there are teams, you know what I mean, who will come off a bye week and not be ready to play.
Yeah.
But I can tell you right now, one thing I know about Coach Davis
We ready.
is he is on y'all ass, ain't he?
Yep. We ready. We've been locked in, focused all week, man.
He on y'all asses. I know he is.
We had a great week
And
of practice, man. I'm excited.
definitely. Now is JJ back? Is Jerome Johnson back?
Yeah, he
Or
back.
is Jorge starting?
So right now, I'm not sure.
It's going
I'm
down.
not sure
It's
who's going to
going
be
down.
starting, but I know Rome. He's playing though.
Okay, for sure. That's important, y'all. Nighthawk fans, that's important. You know, he's a key play. He's one of the leading rushers in the league this season. He's one of the leading. He is actually one of the leaders in rushing touchdowns as well, if I'm not mistaken. Or he just passed TJ Edwards. So he's an important piece on the offensive side. And this young man right here, in his rookie season, Mr. JC Jr., two live, James Caesar Jr., man, having an awesome year. Make sure you check him out. If you live in the Las Vegas area, you can watch the game on the Silver Sports or Silver State Sports and Entertainment Network as well. But James, let them know where they can find you at on social media, where fans can come and, you know, interact with you and get a hold of you if they would like to as well.
Yeah, you guys can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at 2live with 3 E's and 1_.
And that's the number 2, correct?
Yep, the number 2LIVEEEE_.
There you go. Instagram and Twitter, y'all. James, I want to thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you taking the time out. I do apologize for the technical difficulties, but I'm blessed to have you on, man, and hopefully have you on again, you know, sometime later on the season.
Yes, sir, man. I appreciate you for having me on. I really appreciate you for this.
Most definitely, brother. Most definitely. And I will actually see you Saturday at the game
Yes,
because I will be there covering the Nighthawks for the first time this season.
yes, sir. We'll
Yes, sir.
see you
So I
there,
will see
man.
you
We're gonna
there,
put
brother.
on a show
And
for
again,
you.
thank you for joining the show. Appreciate the love, man. You have a wonderful evening. Get you some rest. You know, have a great Friday. And Saturday, I will see you game time.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
Ladies and gentlemen, no doubt. Ladies and gentlemen, James Caesar Jr., defensive back of the Vegas Nighthawks. Now we're going to jump into another quick commercial break. And when we come back, we got some Aces news to get into. We got some Knights FC news to get into. There isn't any Raiders news to get into. We did on previous episodes cover, you know, the Max Crosby extension, huge 3-year extension, I think 3 or 4 year extension, all that money, and them signing all their draft picks as well. So there isn't any more Raiders news as of right now. But if you guys already know, if you're following the shows on social media, you can definitely see what's going on because I'll be posting it for all the Raider fans. And we got some UFC news as well. Because even though the pay-per-view is not being held in Vegas, you know Vegas has to have something going on with the UFC. This is the home of the UFC. So when we come back from this commercial break, we will be getting into all of that and more. We'll be right back live on Fuel Sports Network. This is the Jersey the King Show. Don't go nowhere.
aren't perfect. If you've ever struggled, if you've ever failed, if you want to get better, be better, and make our world better, this is the perfect brand for you. True Victory. Founded by U.S. military veterans, True Victory is a sportswear and streetwear brand dedicated to building everyday champions on and off the field. We're a cause. Our purpose is to transform lives and elevate humanity through the power and unity of sports, positive stories, and serving others. We're dedicated to the game, the grind, and the globe. But most importantly, we're dedicated to you. That's what it means to be. Always true.
Welcome back to the Jersey King Show live on Fuel Sports Network. I am your host, Kevin Jersey King Womble, and we were joined earlier by, well, just before the commercial break, by James Ceasar Jr., the defensive back, one of the starting defensive backs for the Vegas Nighthawks. I want to thank everybody who's tuning in, fighting through the technical difficulties with me. What's going on, Chris? Hey, Mom, I see you watching. Mel, thank you for watching. Hey, Miss B, Gabe, you already know what's going on, brother. Everybody that's tuning in, I greatly appreciate you all. Most definitely. Now, let's get into some Aces news. And we got to get into some Aces news because a lot's happened. The first thing I want to get into real quick is there was a roster update. And this was very, very interesting to me because I don't know why, but unfortunately, rookie Jerzey was actually waived after the Fever game. And I know they got the big thank you and all that up there and all that, but there was no real explanation on why she was waived. I don't think anyone has asked at a press conference yet. If they do, I'll try and get more information for everyone. But as of right now, like I said, just this is just shocking news for a lot of fans. With Jerzey being one of the all-time leading scorers in women's college basketball, for her to be essentially waived or cut is very, very interesting. And then with us having injuries, it's like, okay, what are we going to do? Are we going to go sign someone? Something has to be done. But I can say, though, that the Aces have bounced back from that loss against LA. And we've won two back-to-back wins. We got two back-to-back wins. One against the Indiana Fever at home. Yes, Caitlin Clark came into town and Kate Martin went off. Yeah, her college teammate went off. Megan Gustafson went off. Former Iowa player. 99-80. As well, Kate Martin scored in double digits for the first time this season as well. And I did get to interview her or ask, questions at the end of the game at the post-game press conference, but I was not able to upload it due to technical difficulties. So I will be posting it on my YouTube channel. So if you guys want to go and check it out on my YouTube channel on the Gridiron, or excuse me, on the Jersey the King Show YouTube channel, you can definitely do so. Now, in between those two back-to-back wins, A'ja Wilson made history. And when I say she made history, she made history. She's the first player in WNBA history with 100 points and 50 rebounds through the first 4 games of the season. Then she turned around and on Saturday against the Minnesota Lynx became the first player in WNBA regular season history to have 5 consecutive games with a 2010 points and rebounds double-double. So I'm just saying, the ladies are going off. Not only that, Jackie Young, oh my, she's been going off. And when I say she's been going off, she's in the first 5 games, she scored 20 points or more in every game. She's had at least 8 to 10 assists in every game. At least 1 to 3, or excuse me, 1 to 2, possibly 3 in one a game of steals. She's been going crazy. She's set records already. Not only that, A'ja Wilson reached 1,000 career free throws against the Indiana Fever. And Alicia Clark, she also surpassed 500 assists and reached that milestone in the Indiana game, and then surpassed that milestone, of course, in the Minnesota Lynx game. So these women have been doing the most when it comes to being successful on the basketball court so far this season. We got our first road win against the Lynx, as you can see. Got our first on the road win, 80-66, and that whole game we were on point. Now, on top of that, Kia Stokes right now leads the league in three-point shooting at 66.7%. When I say the Aces are balling out of control, they're balling out of control, and they've just bounced back from horrible defensive play and have played 2 back-to-back games of great championship defense. I mean it. Even in the Minnesota game, we were able to play out of our defense, and it was just a great thing to see. It really, really was. We were able to play out of our defense and convert that defense into easy offense. On top of that, we were able to get a lot more players involved as far as touches before the ball is even shot, and of course, A'ja Wilson did her thing. Jackie Young did her thing. Kelsey Plum did her thing. AC, Alicia Clark did her thing. Kia Stokes did her thing. Megan Gustafson did her thing. Emma Cannon got time off the bench. Sydney Colson came in and did her thing off the bench. Kate Martin, of course, Money Martin did her thing. And she scored in double digits 2 games in a row now. So even Kate Martin, the rookie, is coming into her own and coming into form, and she deserves to be on this championship squad. She does. She's going to be a star in this league. Trust me. And everybody's like, oh, Caitlin Clark. But you got to think of those other players who are in the draft as well. Camila Cordosa, Chicago Sky. Angel Reese, Chicago Sky. Cameron Brinks, LA Sparks. Kate Martin, Las Vegas Aces. Like, I can keep going on and on and on about this past draft and how many important players have just been drafted into the WNBA, and why the WNBA draft went from a little over 500,000 viewers last year to 2.4 million, over 2.4 million viewers this year. because of this draft class. It wasn't just Caitlin Clark. It was this entire draft class. Because I'm telling you, if you look around the league, these rookies are playing very well. The players that are getting time, especially the ones who are having a start, they're playing well. Angel Reese is playing well. Caitlin Clark is actually playing well, even though she's had a couple hiccups. She's had a couple games where she felt she didn't play so well, especially the game where she had 10 turnovers. She basically drilled herself on in the press conference and got on herself about the way she played. And everybody's like, oh, well, you had such and such amount of points and this, that, and the third. And her very matter of fact, it was her very first game of the season. And people were like, well, you played a great game. And she's like, no, I didn't. She wasn't happy with her performance. You know what I mean? Exactly, Chris. I was just about to get into that. Stewie, if you guys don't know who Stewie is, Breanna Stewart of the New York Liberty, she and other players around the league are going to be coming out with their own league. And I think it's going to be something similar to Ice Cube's Big Three. And it's going to be like an alternative league for the WNBA players to play in that are more than likely may pay more money than what they're getting paid in the WNBA. And, you know, it'll just be a reason for them not have to go overseas and play during the off season like they are doing now. It's another alternative league in the States that they'll be able to play in and get paid and not have to worry about going overseas. And we won't have to worry about something like what happened to Brittany Griner happen again. So I'm excited for that as well. You know what I mean? I'm very, very excited for that. And it's going to be, I think it's going to be dope. I think it's going to be dope. And I think it's going to be very, very enjoyable. Also, the Aces have a youth camp coming up in July. We have the Aces Academy camp coming up July 9th through the 12th. You can go to lasvegas.com/ or lasvegasaces.com/clinics and get more information and even sign your child up. Now, next game coming up for the Aces is going to be this Friday, tomorrow, and it's going to be against the Atlanta Dream in Atlanta. So it's another road game, another road test, and we will be able to watch that game on Ion Television. So if you have Ion Television, you can go ahead and watch that game. Now, we're going to jump into our last commercial break of the evening, and then when we come back, we're going to get into some Lights FC news and some UFC news, and then we're going to end the show, of course. So make sure you guys keep it locked right here for more of the Jerzey the King Show live on Fuel Sports Network with your host, Kevin Jerzey the King Womble. We'll be right back. If I could play a commercial. We'll be right back, you guys.
perfect.
Roku and Amazon TV and devices. So again, for some reason the commercial didn't want to play. I don't know what the heck is going on, but it's okay. It's okay. We in here. Chris, thank you for tuning in. Everyone who's watching, I greatly appreciate you all. Let's get into some FC news because we just came off a loss and it's all right because there's a long season. It's a long season ahead of us. We did lose to Tampa 1-0, 1-0, and it's all right. Like I said, it's all right. We're not having the greatest season right now, but there's plenty of time to bounce back. We still have a lot more games to go, and I'm going to keep you guys definitely posted on all those games and what we have coming. And for some reason, my graphic is not here, but we are going to be taking on Phoenix Rising this Saturday as well. And this Saturday is also, let me get it up here for you guys real quick. This Saturday is also Military Appreciation Day for the Las Vegas Lights FC Club. So if you are going to be attending the game, those of you here in Vegas, if you're going to be attending the game at Cashman, we are going to be at home taking on the Phoenix Rising FC Club for Military Appreciation Night. Come out, support the vets, support the Military Appreciation Night event going on at Cashman Field, which, like I said, man, Cashman Field looks beautiful now. It is really, 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 really nice. Like they really upgraded it. The owner of the Lights FC Club is the one who purchased Cashman. Now everybody's like, "Oh, well, Cashman was getting renovated for the XFL last season." Actually, no, it was actually getting renovated for the Lights FC Club. And the owner of the Lights FC Club didn't want to make renovations to be able to play football games there, which sounds crazy as hell. It does, because a few of our spring league teams in the UFL play in soccer stadiums, but we're not going to, well, at least one we know for sure, but we're not going to talk about that. I'm just saying, it just didn't make any sense to me that you were renovating this so that it was more for only soccer games and not anything else. So, but like I said, it's beautiful. With the renovations that they have made is really, really nice. And it does look more like a more up-to-date soccer stadium. So I got to give them that. It's not a big stadium per se, but it is a lot better looking than what it looked the last few years. So I got to give them credit. I definitely do. And I think it's very interesting that they did the renovations the way they did it, because now it gives it like a more futuristic look, a little bit more of a modern Las Vegas venue type of look to it. So I do give them credit. It looks really good. So if you are interested in taking or watching or going to the game, you can go to Las Vegas Lights FC.com, I believe, and you can get your tickets, or you can just or you can go on AXS. If you have an AXS account, you can get tickets for the FC game as well, I believe, the Lights FC game. So we'll be taking on Phoenix, trying to bounce back from a 0-1 loss after 2 draws, and hopefully, we can turn our season around and start getting some more wins, accumulating some more wins, because I believe we only have 3 or 4 wins so far this season. So it's definitely going to be interesting for sure to see how this game goes, because the rest of the season, like I said, is going to be key for us to get more wins than losses, because we're trying to get to the USL Championship. So if we want to be able to partake in that, we got to turn our season around and definitely play better. And it's going to have to start with this game against Phoenix. So I'm wishing Las Vegas the best of luck this weekend. I will actually be at the Nighthawks game, so I will not be able to attend the Lights FC game. But one of these days this season, I'll try and get to the game, even if I'm not covering it via media credentials. But I'm working on that too, y'all. Look, I'm trying to get credential with every team in Las Vegas. So I'm working hard, y'all. I definitely am, so I can bring you guys that content. But like I said, I will be putting up that video for my interview with Kate Martin, Becky Hammond, and Asia Wilson. Well, the post game conference from the Indiana Fever game. And also, there was a lot of love in the air in Minnesota because there was a lot of Iowa players that were out there as well. And it was big love, man. It was really big love out there. Now, coming up this Saturday as well, we have a UFC pay-per-view, UFC 302. If you live in the Las Vegas area, or if you live wherever you live, check and see if they're doing a watch party. We are having a watch party, a big, huge watch party being done out here at Flanker Kitchen and Sports Bar in Las Vegas. And I believe that is at the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino in Las Vegas. If you want to get any information, you can call that number right there, 702-632-8888. Flanker is open daily, or you can go right there to flankerlv.com. So make sure if you're a resident with a valid Nevada ID, you receive your first 3 hours of self-parking for free. So if you're going to be there for the entire event, early prelims, as well as the main card, make sure you get your 3 hours of free parking for sure. So make sure you guys get all that information you need. I'll put it back up here again for all that are watching, and for those who watch later on. If you miss it, you have to deal with something real quick and you miss it, you can always see it here again. June 1st, 7 p.m. is the main card. That's Eastern. 7 p.m. Eastern is the main card. Early prelims are probably going to start around 3 or 3:30 on ESPN Plus. And then you'll have your prelims, and then of course 7 p.m. the main card. So make sure you guys are ready, man. Also, this past week we had AEW Double or Nothing. Mercedes Moné won the TBS title, and she is now the new women's TBS champion, as well as Ospreay. Will Ospreay is the new. Holy crap! I forgot what daggone belt he won. I forgot the belt he won, y'all. I think it was the international championship, if I'm not mistaken. If that's what it's called, I think it's called the international championship, or yeah, I think he won the international championship. If I'm not mistaken, that's the name of the belt. But yeah, man, it was an awesome event. I enjoyed watching it. The Malachi Black and Adam Copeland fight or match was one of my favorites. I really enjoyed the Willow and Mercedes Moné fight for the TBS belt. And my man Swerve Strickland retained his title as the AEW World Champion. And there was the whole event, man, was just dope. To see MGM Grand Garden Arena packed for AEW was lit. I got to give them that too. They put on a great show. A little too much spot wrestling for my taste, but because Chris Jericho, hang it up, bruh. Love you, but Learning Tree, hang it up, bruh. Hang it up. That was way too much for you. Way too much spot wrestling for Chris Jericho, man. I think it's about time for him to retire. But I think AEW is going to get better. And next week, I'll be making a couple announcements, or making a for sure announcement about a WWE event coming to Vegas this year, next month in June. So you guys get ready for that next week. Also, make sure you guys go and follow the Fuel Sports Network socials. On Facebook, it's Fuel Sports Network. On X, it is now Fuel Sports Net, all lowercase letters. Fuel Sports Net on X. On IG, it's Fuel Sports Network. I believe on TikTok, it's Fuel Sports Network. So make sure you guys go and follow all Fuel Sports Network channels. On YouTube, of course, it's Fuel Sports Network. So make sure you guys subscribe to on YouTube and follow on IG, Instagram, or excuse me, X, TikTok, and Facebook. Let's get those follows up. You can also go and follow the Jerzey the King show right here on Facebook now. It is the with an E, Jerzey the King show. IG, JTK show. X at the JTK show. And on YouTube, it is at the Jerzey the King show, the way you see it. So make sure you guys go subscribe on YouTube. Let's get those followers up, or so subscribers up. Follow on IG, follow on Facebook, and follow on X. I love you guys. I want to thank you guys for tuning in to the Jerzey the King show this Thursday. I will see you all next Thursday for another episode of the Jerzey the King show, but I will see you all Saturday for the Gridiron, and he's back. OG Gabe Garcia is coming back. Finally got some time off on a Saturday to come back to the show. So Gabe will be back on Saturday, and it's going down, man. So thank you guys for tuning in. I love you all. I want to thank you all for supporting the show and definitely being who you are and making fuel in the Jerzey King show and the Gridiron and every other show. There's so many. I'm not even going to name them all. Make sure you tune in to Fuel Sports Network this week. We have some new shows dropping. Toasted Tavern is dropping this Sunday. If you haven't been seeing the program announcements from Toasted Tavern or Fuel, make sure you guys go and check all that out. But this Sunday, Toasted Tavern's making its debut. For the Love of the Show is coming this week as well, if I'm not mistaken. Make sure you guys follow Fuel so you guys can get all that information. But again, I love you guys. I want to thank you guys for tuning in and sticking around, dealing with the technical difficulties. And make sure you guys go and follow all the social media platforms. Follow all the shows, because all the shows have social media platform pages and stuff like that. So make sure you guys go follow all the shows. Follow Fuel. Share it all. The more you share it, the bigger the audience gets for Fuel, the bigger the love gets for Fuel, and the more we can do to give back to you, the fans, who make Fuel what we are. And again, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I'm 2 minutes over my time, but I just wanted to really tell you guys how much we love and appreciate everything you guys do to make Fuel what it is. Make sure you guys download Fuel Sports Network on your Roku and Amazon TV and devices. If you have an Amazon TV, you can download the Fuel Sports Network app. You do not have to have just a Fire Stick. You can, if you have an Amazon TV, because they are a thing now, you can download the Fuel Sports Network app on your Amazon TV. So make sure it's Roku and Amazon TV and devices. If you have either four, and when we upgrade and get available on more devices and platforms, we will let you guys know. But for now, that's where you can find us. We love you. We thank you for tuning in. I will see you guys Saturday. I'll let you, boy.